The second Italian Grand Prix was called the Italian Grand Prix and held at Monza, which, even with 3 silly chicanes added, yields practice laps of 140 miles an hour and more. The McLaren team arrived going more slowly than that, but looking hard to stop. The Ferraris unloaded after the short trip from Maranello. The Ferraristi took nourishment before the big challenge to their vocal cords. Even to non-Italian eyes, there's something about a Ferrari. Piquet was after his 7th pole position. Bernie and Gordon were all for it, but they rather hoped Piquet would get more to keep than just his growing collection of identical motor scooters. A rainy Friday put the skids under a lot of people. Mansell wasn't the only one, which must have been a relief to him. Warwick also did a pirouette. So did Rotengatter, with flames added. Haino got further round than anybody, only to find himself behind Alio's evaporating ram. Senna had signed for Lotus while still under contract to Toleman. The Toleman team had canned him, so he was explaining instead of driving. The great Fangio arrived. He won this race 3 years running when Monza was a monster. Now he faced Balestre. Piquet got another motor scooter, but Prost was right there beside him in second spot. Although on the green light, De Angelis with a hot new Renault engine did a Mansell between them. But Piquet trod on the power and led away into the first lap, followed by De Angelis, Prost, Tambay and Mansell, with Lauda starting slowly. He had a bad back and a long race for it to get worse in if he overdid things early on. Piquet stretched out into the lead. The Ferraris had qualified even behind the Alphas, so a lot of the Tifosi had gone home. Piquet had a brutto momento in the Lesmo curves and may have fractured a component at this point. Prost got closer to Piquet until his engine blew like a Brabham. No points. He looked for a nice quiet place to park where the sporting spectators wouldn't throw stones at him, but he couldn't find it, and they did. Fabi, on his mettle in the other Brabham, was running a fast third to Tambay when he overdid it going into a chicane. As at Zandvoort, though, Fabi kept the show on or near the road. He dropped back to 9th, but was soon leaving Alboreto behind all over again. Mansell's Lotus took a dust bath. Piquet still led Tambay, who had coped well with being blacked out by oil spray when Prost's engine blew. But Piquet's Brabham began to make smoke. It was a cracked radiator, probably incurred during that bad moment at Lesmo. Tambay went by into the lead. De Angelis having conked out, Lauda had quietly moved up to second place, but Fabi was definitely back in business. Back in the pits, Piquet was walking away. No points, just another motor scooter. Tambay scorched on, his heavy breathing no doubt being listened to on the Quai d'Orsay. But Lauda, the master strategist, having weighed the prospect of 9 points against the pain they would cause his strap back, ceased playing for safety and cranked up the boost. He outran Fabi into second place. He lapped at 140 plus and outran Tambay into first place. Fabi's engine died of disappointment. Tambay went out with a bent throttle. The Italian crowd lustily cheered these two retirements. But Lauda, winding it down now to favor his aching spine, cruised home behind a back marker to first place, with Alboreto's Ferrari in second place. So for the Ferrari fans, the day wasn't all disaster. It was for Cheever, whose Alfa ran out of fuel, letting Patrese Alfa into third place. If Lauda couldn't exactly smell the World Championship yet, Prost could smell the loss of it, because Monza was where he started losing it the last time. That half-point lead of Lauda's might just be the thin end of the wedge.